right, let's get over to the MLB. The Yankees hold sole possession of last place.
Was that a podcast flashback? Did we say Bryce number 1 on here too?
We might have said Bryce.
I was going to look back a couple
one.
episodes.
I bet it, but Yankees in the MLB in the AL East, they hold sole possession of last place, 8.5 games behind first place of those Tampa Bay Rays. And again, you can make all the excuses in the world. It's a high school lineup. Stanton's out. Judge is out, Donaldson's out, Bader's out, who's now coming back today. You get Rodon in the offseason. He hasn't pitched yet. Severino hasn't pitched yet. You get Frankie Montas last year at the trade deadline. He's most likely out for the rest of the year. Lou Trevino, who they got in that same trade, he's gone.
Damn, didn't he just hit like a 500-foot home run the other day?
That was Trevino, but I'm talking about Lou Trevino.
My fault. No. Yeah. Okay. I was gonna be like, what? I was like, what
Lou
the
Trevino,
fuck? I was about to say.
He's a relief
I actually would have been so sick.
Tommy Kahnle, who they get in the offseason, who comes back to the Yankees, he's on a 60-day IL. I mean,
wait, that's the reliever. That's nasty.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
They got nobody.
God damn.
And again, you can say all you want about Aaron Boone's got to be able to get these guys wins, but it's. I feel for him in the way that it's tough to field lineups when everybody and all of your really good players are out. You got to put Hicks out there every day. You got to put Isaiah Kiner-Falefa out there every day. It's tough. You got to play a lot of AAA guys every single day with this. So I do understand it.
Okay, but who's signing all these guys that are just getting injured? Why don't we just point the finger at that guy? How many GMs in the league are in the 25th year of their tenure now? I mean, was it 25 years he's been around? Longer than that?
This is.
Goddamn.
And this is. Personally, I thought that Cashman was going to be out after this year. I also thought Boone was going to be done after this year. So was surprised to see once Cashman was staying, his guys, Aaron Boone, so he's not getting rid of him. I do think it's time for panic within the front office. It's not time for panic yet on the field because once these guys come back, they'll settle back in. But last night's loss, I do want to touch on that. Domingo Germán, who's been struggling early on in this season, he went 8 1/3. There was a runner on first with 1 out. In the 8th inning, Clay Holmes comes in, who's supposed to be their fucking big boy closer. Bases get juiced, and then Wandy Peralta comes in, and he ends up walking in the game. What's that? The game leading run or the go ahead run, and 3-2. They end up winning after leading 2-0 for the entire game. A disgusting loss. I mean, we might get through this 162 game season and come back to this game and say that game still was the worst loss of the season.
Aaron Judge on the injury report.
Aaron Judge got a hip problem. Stanton with a hamstring. I mean, this team. I said it last year and I said it the year before.
Is the young bullies healthy? Cabrera, is he cool?
No one. Yeah, but he's just his OPS is under 500. Fucking, these guys suck.
Is he healthy?
The funniest part about it is I said last year and the year before, nobody can hurt this team but themselves. Literally, and they hurt themselves.
I mean, quite literally. Like,
it's very disappointing because you have a team at the Rangers. Highs of highs. Team of the Yankees coming into this season. Highs of highs. Everybody gets hurt. The Rangers get bounced in the first round. New York is in shambles. And if the Knicks lose tonight...
The Knicks. Stephen A. is a Knicks fan now.
Oh, my God. Give me a fucking break with that guy. Dude literally said in February that if the Heat or the Knicks were in the playoffs making a run, who would he root for? And he said, I would root for the Heat. It's a fake fan. Get out of here. Nobody wants to... Knicks fans don't claim you. And sure, this team sure doesn't as well. And now, in some bigger news, we want to look at some record-wise within the Yankees and Phillies.
First of all, how about the Pittsburgh Pirates playing some good ball?
Yeah.
Power rankings up. That's on my mind. Shout out to them.
Yeah, that's also huge. I didn't expect that.
At all.
I don't think it lasts, but
I keep seeing Rich Hill on the bump, and I bet against them, and they win with Rich Hill on the mound. So hey,
yeah.
I guess
record-wise, Phillies get fucking the cutest dog in the world, Major, and
we're back to 15-15.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, that guy's back. All right, he's back tonight as of Tuesday. Bryce Harper's back. I mean, everyone relax. I even watching and listening back to the podcast we did before. I was even overreacting like a motherfucker about the.
But I think everybody was.
Everyone was though. It was a little uneasy at that first. We expect a little bit more. But I think now, you even just looked like the game last night. Taijuan Walker is letting up 8 earned runs. That guy is not going to be pitching in Ranger Suarez's spot much longer. Myself included, got to take a deep breath and just look at the positive signs. Nick Castellanos is playing good baseball to start a year for once. Brandon Marsh, batting .337, I believe. 4 home runs, being Brandon Marsh, like just a beast in the field, beast on the plate. Sucks that it sucks he has to play every day now at the expense of Pache because I was asking for him to play every day. And Pache looked good as well. I think he was hitting like 360, had a couple home runs before he went down with a torn meniscus, I believe it was, which actually really fucking sucks. But I think this team's gonna be just fine. I mean, this stretch we're in right now is brutal. Got a big series win versus the Mariners, got a huge series win versus the Astros, pounded by the Dodgers. I mean, it's the Dodgers, it is what it is. If we drop this series versus the Dodgers, I'm not tweaking too much because that series next versus the Red Sox, which is at home, I believe, massive. I think the biggest series in this stretch was the Astros series, to be honest, for everyone just to see what was going on with the Phillies, especially for how we were playing. We just started getting hot. Like, is this legit? Is this not legit? I think the bullpen came out. The bullpen, the Mariners series, and the Astros series, thoroughly impressed by them. And then the Astros series, you get a masterclass from Aaron Nola, who I think he had like a 5 ERA before that. And I think he had like let up 1 earned run. I think it was 7 innings, just a masterclass. And Zach Wheeler comes out and does the same thing. So we were tweaking about the starting pitchers, like how I was saying, overreacting. Guys have like 5 ERAs, no spring training. Why the fuck do we keep doing this? They show us why we're all right. Get back to 500. Bryce Harper comes back. Ranger will be back soon. I think this team is just fine, actually.
I think this needs to be stated that everybody should at least try to understand, because I think there's people out there that don't actually understand how crazy this is. Fastest comeback following Tommy John surgery in MLB history at 160 days. If
what was his time? What was his timeline before? It was
July.
July. I was going to say.
It was July. We're in May 2nd.
I was going to say. Thank you.
Okay. I think people that don't understand that, like, that's your indicator right there.
Insane.
We're supposed to be July, and he's back in May. And again, we talk about this. That's normally a pitcher's injury. We saw Jacob deGrom might be dealing with that. We'll see that in the coming days and weeks to come with that. But it's normally a pitcher's injury. You look at that, the Phillies off to a bad start. We're not going to see Bryce Harper until July. We got 2 more months without him.
Very true.
Come back in May 2nd, following towards the end of this week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, series against the Boston Red Sox, and I guarantee you all 3 of those games are going to be sellouts because their hero in the 2023 MLB playoffs and the postseason is coming back.
Damn, did I time that right? With the as of today, with the podcast upload? I'm interested to see. You didn't peep that, did you? When I was like, as of today, that guy is back. Because I was trying to time it up without. Yeah. I'm interested to see.
I see.
But I think the Phillies going to be cool, though. I'm honestly cool with how we're sitting. Like I said, the last episode, highlighting that top 4 of the bullpen, they're still hooping. I think the Phillies will be just fine.
Phillies are going to be just fine. I think, obviously, it's too early to be overreacting, but you can...
We got it out the system. Got it out the system. You know what I mean?
Alerts and sirens are allowed to go off.
Shout out Bryson Stott, too. I don't think he's got his shout out on this podcast yet. He's hooping right now.
Yeah, well, we did, because I said, aren't they calling him Bryce Him Stott?
Facts, yeah,
so,
facts. Okay.
Batting leadoff, and remember, a weekend, I saw some statistics after the game I went to last Tuesday, and it was saying, this time last year, he was bumped down to AAA.
Yeah.
This year, he solidified a spot because he's got, X amount of stolen bases and doubles, and he had a 15-game hitting streak to start the season. So
just imagine this team with Bryce Harper playing at an all-star level, with Reese Hoskins back playing at the level we know he can, with Ranger pitching at an all-star level. I mean, on top of the depth we already have, we can mix and match with.
Well, think about when you can
Mundo Sosa, Josh Harrison, like just be able to mix and match the depth this team has. It's
Bryce
crazy.
Harper back in the field.
That's what I'm saying.
And then you have a whole nother play for DH.
Exactly.
So, because we haven't seen that obviously in months.
We have 3-4 guys at the bench that, like, position players that we like, that we're fine. I mean, even 5. I mean, Pache back off injury, Garrett Stubbs backup catcher, Cave, Harrison, Edmundo. Like, I love what the Phillies.
Trey, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
I can't mention that. I mean, can't not mention that.